Hey everybody, it's Chris from Rottweiler Performance, and thanks for joining us for another tutorial video. As always, please subscribe and click the notifications bell so you can get these videos delivered straight to you when we're done. They're always meant to be informative and fun, and what we're going to do is we're going to give you a quick tutorial on how mapping works and why it's so important to buy a Powercommander from Rottweiler Performance. And we're also going to explain to you the relationship of O2 optimizers, which we call fueling dongles, which used to be included with a Dynojet Powercommander, but up until about July of 2018, they took them out and didn't really tell anybody. There is a significant problem with this. First and foremost, at Rottweiler Performance, we have reintroduced them in the kits. We make them ourselves, and a lot of times include them within the kits. So what we're going to do first is we're going to give you a quick education on what O2 optimizers are, how they work in conjunction with a Powercommander 5, and why you need them. Otherwise, you're not really doing a whole lot of mapping at all, and your stock ECU is just undoing everything that you've done. So first we're going to start with a general Powercommander 5 software map. So you can understand this. Here's 0 throttle, 100% throttle, 250 RPM all the way to 10,000 RPM, depending on what model you're looking at. This particular one is a 2019 KTM 790 Duke. So most of your time is spent in kind of a slanted eyeball like this. So when you whack the throttle open, it tends to come across these fast, and then the RPMs kind of catch up. And as you release the throttle, they kind of come back down. So most of your mapping gets done in here. You're not really going to be getting up to 100% throttle at 250 RPM, and nor are you going to be seeing 11,000 RPM for very long at 0% throttle. So basically, this is how things work. Now, all bikes these days have what's called closed loop. And closed loop is a system in which the ECU is reaching out to various sensors on the motorcycle to take inputs to basically do whatever it can to keep your air-fuel ratios at a steady 14.7 AFR. Now, most closed-loop systems are right about here. So this gray area with the yellow numbers is where closed loop is. So this is where your bike has to pass emissions, and this is why motorcycles come with narrowband O2s in the exhaust. So what those narrowband O2s are doing is they're basically sniffing your exhaust a bunch of times per second, and they're going to do everything they can to keep your fueling and your mapping at 14.7 AFR. The problem with that is 14.7 doesn't make any power. It makes the bike run hot. It makes it run jerky and lethargic, and it generally just sucks. So what you're shooting for is about 13.2 AFR, which is richer. Now, outside of that, in this area, the factories are free to do what they want. But typically in this area, the ECU has full control. Now, typically with Dynojet Powercommanders, before July of 2018, they came with O2 optimizers. And what they did is they would replace the O2s with a resistance device that basically fooled the ECU into thinking conditions were a little bit lean, and it would kind of switch its signals to a slightly richer map. So what we're going to do today is we're going to show you in real time exactly what happens when you try to use a Powercommander without O2 optimizers. We call them fueling dongles at Rottweiler Performance, and again, we're the only ones that actually include them with your purchase. So if you get it somewhere else, what I'm going to show you right here is what's going to be happening with your motorcycle. You think it's mapping? It's not. So what we're going to do is we're going to start this video here, and we made this video on our dyno using some screen capture software. So don't be confused by what you're looking at. What you need to be focused on is this area here and right here. So these are your air-fuel ratios, okay? So right now, the bike is idling. You'll see me rev it a couple times here. You'll see it kind of go up. But you'll see the stock ECU is going to maintain right about here. It's going to be maintaining 14.7 AFR. It's going to be hovering near 15. So anything over 15 turns red, but it basically sits at 14.7 AFR. So right now, I'm going through the RPMs, and I'm seeing where the closed loop shuts off. So you see how it's feeling a bit richer as I hold it at 6,000 RPM. Now, as I drop the RPM a little bit, you're going to see, okay, I'm going to take it back down to 5. You're going to see it shoot back up to 14.7 or 15 AFR again. So the higher, right around here is where closed loop shuts off. Somewhere in here, we think it's about 5,500 RPM. So if you rewind this video a little bit, when I get to 6 and higher, the fueling drops down a little bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to run up here, and this is all kind of based off a recording, so I'm trying to time this properly, but I add 30% more fuel right here. So if you have O2 optimizers, our fueling dongles, this will stay exactly the way you set it. If you don't have them, you're going to watch the ECU recalculate and compensate for that and re-lean everything out. So right here I'm adding 30% more fuel. I'm going to send it to the Powercommander 5. Now you're going to watch this AFR plummet and get really rich. And I set a ton of fuel. See right here, it's going to hit 11 AFR. Really rich. But now watch, the stock ECU is saying, nope, nope. It's basically sniffing through its narrow band O2s that are still in use without the O2 optimizers. And you can see up, up, up we go. And we're going to get it right back to 14.7 AFR, around 15, and we still have 30% more fuel in it. So you can see the stock ECU just undid everything that I just did. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and I'm going to take this 30% back out, and I'm going to take it back to 0, and we're going to watch what happens. And this thing is going to spike really lean for a second, and you're going to see the stock ECU fix that again. So I'm sending this map at 0, basically sending the same map it had before, and watch this. Super lean again. So you can see now we're at 18, 0.0 AFR, and you'll see the stock ECU fix that as well. So it's going to start getting it back to 14.7 again. So basically what you're looking at is an example of running a Powercommander without our Rottweiler fueling dongles or the O2 optimizer. So again, when you get them from Rottweiler Performance, we include them in the kit. So we believe this is the way the Powercommander should work. But for whatever reason, in July 2018, they took them out. And if you're buying them from anywhere else, this is what's happening. You're not really mapping your bike. You're not accomplishing a whole lot. Now, in addition to all this, Rottweiler Performance is one of the only companies that will actually set up all your Dynojet products for you. So if you purchase them from us, whether it be just a Powercommander 5 and you want it mapped, or you want to add a map switch and do dual maps, or you want to add an auto tune, an ignition module, or a quick shifter, we'll set it all up for you. We know how to do it. We know what these bikes like, and it makes it easier for the customer. So it'll come with a nice certificate that's basically certified and signed plug and play, ready to go. Gives you good peace of mind that what you're installing has been handled by a human being, and we take great care in doing so. So it's another reason that Rottweiler Performance is striving to be the best. That's it, everybody. Thanks for watching. I hope this has been helpful, and please subscribe, hit the notification bell, and we'll see you in the next video.